Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/Tales from Retail. And today we have 3 more great stories about crazy people. But before we start, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. And our first story today: never be rude to people in small retail shops. When I was 16, I worked for my uncle. He was a tailor, but also had a clothes store next door to his main shop. He let me run the clothes store, which basically involved keeping it clean, serving customers, and displaying stock. He ran the business side of it. I was paid to essentially sit there all day. It was a pretty quiet store in a quiet area, so it was a pretty cushy job. Great for school holidays. Whenever we got new stock in, I would have to put the price tags on myself. Most of the clothes we sold were men's office workwear, suits, shirts, trousers, and the like. Average price for a suit was around $150 to $200. One day, I had a belligerent customer come in. He saw that I was quite young, so he took to bullying me around. He would swear and act very impatient and would call me slow and stupid. I'd dealt with rude customers before, but this guy was far too much. To the best of my knowledge, I hadn't done anything wrong. He may have been having a bad day, but to me, that doesn't excuse the insults. He had come in quite early. Usually we opened at 9, but didn't get any customers until much later. It was rare to get any customers before 11. That morning, I'd gotten a load of new stock in and hadn't finished putting on the price tags as it was a huge amount of new stock. So because of his rudeness, I decided that I would charge him much more. Either he would decide it was too expensive or we would make a lot more money. He selected 3 suits, and I told him they were $500 for the first 2, with the third being $700. They were actually around $200. We haggled a bit, and I sold them for around $350 for the first 2 and $600 for the third. He was quite happy with what he saw as a major victory. I was quite happy. I made an extra $700. I told my uncle what happened, and he let me keep a percentage of the money as a bonus. My uncle knew that particular customer and had had issues with them before. Perhaps it wasn't the morally correct thing to do, but it serves to show that you shouldn't be rude. And our second story: the terrible tale of Boxgate. In these turbulent times, I was hoping to provide my fellow heroes with some entertainment in the form of my misery. All names have been changed to protect the victims. Mike is a great guy, chill as hell, good manager, kept ordering DDS, store supplies, on lock, so the rest of us didn't have to worry about it. So how could this have happened? He knows we order cardboard boxes in units of bundles, not individual boxes. Why? Why did he type in 500 into a text box that autofills to 50? Why, Mike? We trusted you. On a breezy September evening, I answer a call. And yes, my friend, it was 10 minutes before the end of my shift. How'd you know? It's Sherry, the spirited UPS lady with the winning smile, but she doesn't sound like herself. She asked that I have a couple people ready because our receipt was going to be a lot. Sherry, you were right, but you weren't honest. Couldn't you have told me that at that very time rumors were swirling from the loading dock through the bowels of the mall that with so many boxes we must be going out of business? In my sweet innocence, ignorance, I did what every slacker with a heart of gold manager would do. I grabbed 2 of my favorite buds so we could chit-chat and carry in some boxes and snag some time away from customers. Andy, Gary, I'm so sorry. I just didn't know. The back door buzzes, Andy opens the door, and he and Sherry look at one another in silence. Gary and I lean out for a peek. Sherry's push cart, about the size of a small car, is stacked full, higher than her head, all bundles of boxes. Well, okay. Then we heard the wheels. Oh God, the wheels. At least 2 other UPS guys with 2 more carts came. We have even more coming up from the truck, Sherry said with great bravery. All right, let me tell you what you want to know. 25,000 boxes. The clock struck the hour. I should have been clocking out. Where will we put them? To break the silence, Sherry asked the obvious question. Why? We had no answer. That day, boxes were, of course, put into backstock, piled 20 feet up thanks to a makeshift staircase we made out of boxes. They were also put into the office, the bathrooms, a vacant fitting room, We toyed with giving a bundle of boxes away as a gift with purchase. Maybe we could burn them in the parking lot, run into other stores, and drop them like reverse shoplifters. How did this happen? It took 6 people about an hour and a half. But we did that crap, damn it. Perhaps we were just high from the smell of cardboard, but at the end, we all just stood around and laughed. The UPS guys took pictures of our box towers, otherwise nobody would believe them. We climbed to the top of the tower for a photo shoot. We called the associates back to check it out. Then I clocked the F out. The following day, Mike had to witness his sins. He also had to rent a U-Haul, with our pizza party money no less, grab our most jacked associate and drive them all across town to a different location with a big basement. 50,000 boxes were lifted by them that day. Our team elected to use the final pennies of our party money to get that associate a Starbucks gift card with a little of our own money on top. Fellow heroes, I'm now working at that location with the basement. When UPS arrived my first day, it was the driver's first day too, a young lad of about 30. So innocent. After we exchanged pleasantries, he had a question for me. Hey, is this the store where that box thing happened? I can't help but wonder why someone in the supply chain didn't bother to double-check that order. Let's move to our third story, the cake. This story is my favorite one to tell new staff members about how the customer doesn't always win. It's a long read, but very worth it. By the way, this story takes place in Australia. I worked at a bakery as a manager of sorts, which involved a lot of disputes about baked goods. We made cakes entirely from scratch, something that's uncommon where I live. On a Friday afternoon, a couple of old ladies in nice clothes come in and completely ignore the queue and anxiously shout that they need a cake for tomorrow. A baker's nightmare. I politely tell them that I'll be with them as soon as I can, as the shop was filled with regulars who were loyal to the shop, and I didn't want to invalidate them. The concept seemed to be lost on these lovely ladies as they pushed their way to the coffee machine and told the barista, a timid 16-year-old girl, that they urgently needed to order a cake. She seemed a bit intimidated by them, but stood her ground and informed them that she's not in charge of that, earning her a high five from me later. They literally huffed. I could hear both their huffs separately at the same time. I had taken a mental note of where they were in the line and gave one of the regulars, a former employee, an exasperated look, and he winked and gestured for them to be served, earning him a free coffee for the day. The following conversation is word for word. The ladies are known as Arrogant B1 and Arrogant B2. Me. Hi there, sorry about that. AB1. Finally. Me. The wait is pretty frantic at the moment. AB2. I'm having a party. I need to order a cake for tomorrow. Me. We usually require 48 hours notice on cake orders, otherwise there's a $10 surcharge. This was optional on my end. I was going to try and build some rapport. AB2. Oh, well, we only found out about it this morning. Yeah, a party you heard about this morning and you need a custom cake for. I look over my shoulder and quietly told them that I understand and I hate that policy, so I'll waive the fee if we keep it between us. You would think they'd be appreciative. No, they smelled weakness. I showed them our cakes and they decided on a 10 by 12 vanilla slice cake with blue icing on top with some edible flowers. $65. I smelled Chanel No. 5 and she had an Oraton bag. I could have charged $95. I took their $15 deposit. I'd showed them our range of blue colors and they agreed on a specific shade of blue. I started at 1:30 a.m. that Saturday as I was learning how to cook, as I was trained in coffee mainly, so it was me and the owner, a total character. He was 110% Irish, so naturally we had a few beers and he taught me and we joked around till opening time, which was always a blast. I told him about AB1 and AB2 and he rolled his eyes and called them F and C words, and taught me how to handcraft chocolate flowers for their cake, which was effing awesome. By 2 p.m., we were both exhausted, but had some fresh staff handling the customers. Enter AB2, the whinier one. I could hear her shouting into her phone from the back. I gave Irish a look, making him chuckle and throw air punches before heading out to the front with her cake. Me. Hi there, AB2. She saw me and gave a look of contempt. Great start. We just finished your cake 3 or 4 hours ago. Would you like to have a look? Of course! You think I'd take it without seeing it? I chuckled and showed her the cake and she let out a disgusting groan. This isn't what I ordered. Oh, I'm sorry. I was tired and gave her the benefit of the doubt. What did you order? It's the wrong color. Oh, I'm sorry. What was it meant to be? It's the wrong blue. She then proceeded to pull out a selection of blue swatches used for paint colors. I wanted this one. Give me a discount. I've had enough by now. The price is $65, and with your $15 deposit, the remaining due is $50. This is completely unacceptable. I demand to speak to your man. I am the manager. Well, I want to speak to the owner. Okay. So I fetch Irish, who's already in a crappy mood as his wife's coming in soon, and he comes out to the front. All right, what's the commotion? He knows everyone within a 10-mile radius at all times, so a barrage of greetings hit him, and he says hello to 10 people in 10 seconds in 10 different ways. It's a skill he had. Do you want the effing cake or not? I was just... discount. The price is whatever he says it is. He then proceeds to hold the cake over the bin. Yes or no? I want... Bam! He throws the cake in the bin and the store erupts in laughter, and I thrust her deposit into her hands. Next! She didn't come back. That is incredible. I wish I had the opportunity to completely ruin an item a customer's desperately trying to scam a discount for. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.